Hi there, welcome to live stream Yoga with Louise, tips and cues to keep you safe and strong on the mat. Today's yoga class is all about happy hormones, regulating the endocrine system. Many of us think of hormones as these raw chemicals that make us feel all moody, when really these magical molecules do so much more important work within the body than many of us realize. As always, play where you're comfortable, modify when you need to, and feel comfortable to rest if you need to. You ready? Let's hit the mat. We're going to set up today playing with a modification of the B series of the Tibetan rites. So if this is the front end of the mat, you're going to turn away from it, facing the back end of your mat, and you're going to find a comfortable wide samasthiti on the mat, standing with your feet in a parallel stance but wider than hip-width distance apart, and we'll begin with an alternating shoulder tap. You're going to bend and pivot, tapping one shoulder and then the other, making sure that you're pivoting on your back foot. We're going to shoot for 21 repetitions. Let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Look down towards your feet and heel toe them in till they're stacking underneath your hip bones. We're going to work a modified chair. You're going to sit back into your bum and your heels. You're going to bend the elbows, stacking one arm on top of the other. Come back to your start position. The next time you sit down, stack the other arm on top. We're going to shoot for 21. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Make your way down into a seated staff pose at the top end of your mat. Sitting up nice and tall with the legs extended in front, you're going to find your way into Jupiter Mudra by interlacing your fingers, bringing the index fingers together and crossing the thumbs. Arms are at shoulder height, and you're going to try to keep them at shoulder height as you seesaw the body back and forwards 21 times. Let's shoot. 1, 2, 3. Active brace into your feet. Use your breath. Last one. You're going to drop down onto the elbows. Bring your feet flush together along the midline without collapsing. So you're pushing off your forearms, growing your bosom to the ceiling. You're going to give me 21 single leg lifts on the right. lifting and lowering to hovering. Let's go. You can bend your support leg if you need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Push back up into your staff pose for 21 little seesaws, forwards and backwards. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Use your breath. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Last one, we're going to drop down onto the elbows. Bring your feet flush along the midline and begin your leg lifts on the left, shooting for 21 repetitions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Bend both knees, connect the soles of your feet to the mat, and find your way down onto the back for some dynamic bridge lights. Take a quick look before we get started. You're going to do the first half with your hands relaxed on the mat, beginning in neutral spine. You're going to tilt your pelvis to the 12 o'clock position. Start peeling your bum, your spine, your ribs off the mat as you articulate up into a bridge line, and then articulate back down, rolling up and down through your bridges. Then halfway through, we're going to do the next half by floating the arms up with us and back down. All right, let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one like this. 10. We'll do the next 11 with floating arms. 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4, 3, 2, last one. As you reconnect to the mat after your last dynamic bridge, hug your knees in towards your chest and just gently cradle rock your lower back up. Then use that sideways rocking motion to roll all the way over to one side and prop yourself up in a 4-point kneeling position on the mat as we begin to play between down dog and little tabletop position. Hands stacking underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hip points. You're going to tuck your toes under, exhale for the down dog, and then inhale to come back to your hovering knee position, or you could tap the knees really softly to the mat, and we're going to shoot for 21 repetitions. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're going to hold yourself in that down dog frame and just try to peg through your heels as best you can. And let's shoot for another 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You're going to end in the down dog frame and hold the stretch, trying to anchor through the heels as best you can, making almost a triangular frame between the arms and the legs, piking your bum up to the sky and pulling the belly button into center. Then relax back into your 4-point kneeling frame. On the mat, we're going to work some cat-cows, Chakrabhakasana. On the inhale, you're going to give me a hollow back and a rounded belly, taking your chin and your bum bones to the sky. Then on the exhale, you're going to reverse the frame, hollowing out your belly, rounding out your back in cat. And just begin to give yourself a few soft oscillations here. Don't count your reps this time. We're done with the dynamic work. Now we're going to start moving a little bit slower. Maybe working today at a 1 to 2 inhalation to exhalation ratio. So maybe holding that cat stretch a little bit longer. Then find your way into a neutral tabletop line, somewhere between your cat and your cow. Keeping your spine as long as you can. Watch that you're not dropping that head. Float the right arm out as far as it will go. Float the left leg out as far as it will go. And in unison, bring the arm and the leg up into table and rotate your palm in so that it's looking into the center line. We're going to work some dynamic bird dogs. On the exhale, you're going to soften the elbow and the knee of your floating limbs, thinking of drawing them in towards the midline and then coming back to your start position. All right, let's play. End with your limbs extended, tap the wall in front of you, tap the wall behind you, stay here or find your way into tiger pose, Vyagrasana, by bending your floating back leg, reach opposite hand to foot, then square up through the shoulders and the hips, finding almost a dancer-like frame, giving me a hollow back and a rounded belly, actively kicking the foot into your hand and holding your little tiger stretch here. Then relax the hold that you have of your foot and step your left foot forward, maybe aiming it for the front corner of your mat. And then you're going to change the angle on the back leg so that you've got more stability on the mat, swiveling the foot in so that when you extend, you're almost in a modified gate line. All right, so you're going to bend in, you're going to start in the bent front leg position. You're going to reach both hands for the corner of your mat. Then peel up, extend your front leg, and reach for the back of the room. You're going to keep alternating between bending and reaching past the front leg, and then extending to reach past the back leg. Play with your breath. Find what works for you. Let's do one more. You're going to end in the bent position, and then you're going to find your way into a camel line from here. So start to straighten up your back leg. Maybe walk the hand to the inside, step back. The front leg, legs are in parallel, or you can tuck them under. And you're going to find a supported camel. Maybe both hands in the lower back, fingertips down or up. Or you can make a little L frame between your index finger and your thumb, hooking them around your waist as you come into your kneeling camel. Think of trying to bump the hips forward slightly so that it feels like your hips are stacking over your knees, coming into a gentle back bend, breathing nice and deeply into the front and the sides of your ribs, supporting your lower back. Breathe as you hold Ustrasana Camel. Then come into our high kneeling plank, dropping the arms at your side, nodding your chin to your chest. And just take a recovery breath or two before you ease your way from here back into 4-point kneeling to run through that short sequencing on side 2. Find your 4-point kneeling frame on the mat, and when you're ready, start rolling through your cat-cows at a 1 to 2 inhalation to exhalation. Maybe even using this as an opportunity to close your eyes, take your focus inward. Be aware of the magic that's happening within. Then find your way to stillness somewhere between your cat and your cow as we prepare for bird dog. Slide the left arm out as far as it will go. Slide the right leg out as far as it will go. In unison, float your extended limbs up into table and rotate the palm into center. On the exhale, bend the elbow and the knee of your floating limbs, tucking them into center, and then come back into extension. Let's play. End in extension, tap the wall in front of you, tap the wall behind you, gaze down on the mat, or ease your way into tiger by bending the knee of your floating back leg. Reach opposite hand to foot, then square up through the shoulders and the hips, and think of that cow-like frame. So think hollow back, rounded belly, and kick actively into the hand with that foot that you're holding. Then unbind from the foot and step the right leg forward, aiming for the front corner of your mat. Reposition the angle on the back leg, tucking it in. All right, we're going to play. So you're going to lunge forward, reaching past your toes on the bent lead leg, then straighten up the lead leg and reach past the back leg. Begin to play on the diagonal, reaching forward and reaching backwards. Let's do 2 more before we find our way from here into a camel line. So when you're ready, maybe placing your hands on the mat, straighten up the back leg, step the lead leg back, find parallel, tuck your toes under if you want to, or keep the feet relaxed. And then come into a supported back bend, fingertips down, up, or maybe you want to use that little L brace, and just breathe in your camel. Open up your chest, your throat, and your third eye center. Breathe nice and deeply, really expand the diaphragm on each inhalation. Then ease your way from here into a high kneeling frame, relaxing the arms at your side, maybe nodding your chin to your chest, but keep looking for that sense of length through the entire trunk. As you find your way from here into a seated frame, sit yourself up more or less in the middle of the mat so that you've got room to play. You're going to sit on your bum bones, bend the knees, and ground your feet. You're going to start by placing your hands, palms down on your shin bones, and we're going to work a modified seated cat-cow. So you're going to think of hugging the shins into center as you lengthen your crown up to the sky. Then maybe think of hollowing out your back and looking up to the sky. This is going to be your cow position. And then on the exhale, ease up the tension on your shins, hollow out your belly, round out your back, and look down towards your belly button. Start to move dynamically between the two frames. Exhaling as you hollow out your belly, inhaling as you hug your shins into center and look up towards the sky. Let's do one more. And then seated up nice and tall and change your hand position, grasping softly behind your thighs. We're going to do half a seated roll down and we're going to work it dynamically. Make sure that you're rooting or grounding through your feet the whole time, and then think of squeezing the energy between the inner thighs together as if you had a yoga block between your two knees and you were softly pressing into it. So your feet stay grounded and your inner thighs stay switched on as you play. Start sitting up nice and tall. On an exhale, hollow out your belly, round out your back, and roll back. Just pull your shy off your tailbone and pause here. Nice little hollow frame through the body. Then inhale to peel back up. Rinse and repeat for a few gentle rounds. You're going to end in that hollow-like frame and you're going to hold for a soft count of 10. Thinking hollow belly, rounded back, elbows are tracking softly out, root through your feet, squeeze through the inner thighs. Then peel back up into a high seat. Start to twist to the left, grabbing opposite hand to knee. Actually grab hold of the limb and pull into center while using your other hand to just find a soft, modified prop. Inhale to come back to the center, maybe bracing both shins. Exhale to twist, grab and hold on side 2. Maybe using a long, slow, lazy, audible exhale. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale to twist, hold, and grab. Inhale for center. Exhale to twist, hold, and grab. Inhale for center. Exhale to twist. Inhale for center. Exhale to twist. Let's do one more set to each side before we come into a fisted tabletop hold. Extend the legs out in front of you the next time you come back to center. Make sure that your feet are hip-width distance apart. You're going to keep them hip-width distance apart. You're going to fist your hands, wrists are looking into the center line, and you're going to relax your knuckles to the floor. Then start to bend your knees, ground your feet, start to slide your fists backwards, push into your feet and your fists and peel up into a little tabletop hold, maybe for 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, relax back down to the mat, and as you relax back down to the mat, tuck yourself into a tight little ball. Maybe you're bracing your shins and begin to rock the body back and forth, using some spinal rolls to just release through the spine. If you find that rocking up and down is just not for you today, just gently find your way onto your back. You're going to find your way onto the back, tucking into a tight little ball. So maybe peel your head and your shoulders off the mat, making a tight little ball frame. And then on an inhale, you're going to open up the body into a star-like frame. Maybe you're relaxing to the mat, or maybe you're hovering your arms and your legs just off the mat. Then exhale to tuck back into your ball. Do that a few times. Inhaling to open up and make a little star frame, little star angel on the mat. And then exhale to tuck into your tight little ball, using the contraction in your core to draw the knees and the nose together. You're going to end in your tight little ball, and then you're going to relax into a bridge setup. So keep your knees bent, drop the soles of your feet to the mat. Arms are relaxed at your side, palm down. Watch that the feet are not too far or too close to you. You want them optimally set up so that at the apex of your bridge, you've got your knees and your ankles aligned. We're going to come into a fisted bridge hold if you can. Take a look if you're not sure, and then come into it and hold. You're going to begin in neutral spine. Tilt your pelvis to the 12 o'clock position, and gently begin articulating up into your bridge, peeling one vertebra, one rib off the mat at a time. At the apex of your bridge, you're pushing off the shoulders nice and high through the back, reaching along through your kneecaps. Stay here, or start to float the two palms together, walking the two arms in closer along the midline of the body, so it feels like you're almost resting on your triceps. Try to bring the two palms flush along the midline, actively pushing into your fists and trying to keep a nice high bridge line with your chin tucked towards the chest, and just breathe. If coming into a fisted variant is not for you, you can keep both hands on the mat if you prefer. Make sure that you're rooting through your feet, squeezing the energy between the inner thighs together. Those feet and those knees stay hip-width distance apart. Then relax the bind. Start undoing those fists. Bring your arms back into a comfortable parallel line. And as slowly as you can, start articulating back down, one rib at a time. beginning between your two shoulder blades and making your way down towards the lower back. Tuck back into your tight little ball. Roll off center to the left as if you were coming into a fetal pose. Tuck the bottom arm underneath you. Brush your hand down the top leg. Reach for your foot. And then come into a modified side tiger by just making that top knee heavy away from you. Hold. Find your way onto the back again and use some spinal rolls to find your way into a seated frame. Maybe you're holding the shins, maybe you're holding behind the thighs. You can play it up, rocking the body up and down. And once again, if rolling is not for you, just find your way gently into a seated frame to run through the sequence on the opposite side of the body. When you're ready, you're in a nice tall seat with your feet grounded and your knees bent. We're going to work that seated cat-cow. So you're going to squeeze the shins into center as you hollow out your back, look up towards the sky. And then exhale as you hollow out your belly, round out your back, easing up on that tension on the shins. Begin to oscillate dynamically between the two frames, finding a rhythm that works for you. And maybe you're playing at a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2 inhalation to exhalation ratio. Just see where your breath wants to be today. You're going to end seated up nice and tall, somewhere between your cat and your cow, and you're going to change your brace to behind your thighs for those half-seated roll downs. Make sure you're rooting through your feet. Squeeze into center with those inner thighs. You're going to hollow out your belly, round out your back. Stop with the weight just off your tailbone. Find that nice, almost U-like frame through your body, and then inhale to float back. You're going to give yourself a few oscillations here. Look for that connection to your core. Last one. You're going to hold that U-like frame for a soft count of 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Peel back up into a high seat. Brace your shins softly. Big breath in to prepare. On the exhale, twist to the left. Grab opposite hand to knee. Pull into center with your hand. Resist with the leg. Make it active. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale to twist, grab, and hold. Inhale for center. Exhale to twist. Let's do one more to each side before we find our way into that fisted tabletop hold. Extend the legs out in front. Fist your hands, drop your knuckles to the floor. When you're ready, begin to draw your weight back, bending the knees, grounding the feet, floating your belly up to the sky, and then holding for 10, 8. Try to keep your knees in parallel. Don't flare them out to the side of the room. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make your way back down to the mat and tuck into a little ball and begin to rock the body back and forth. Maybe giving yourself 5 or 6 little rolls before you end in a supine position. Tuck into your tight little ball, and on the inhale, open up into a little star frame on the mat. Begin to move dynamically between your little tight ball tuck on the exhale and your inhale for star. End in your tight little tuck. You're going to find your way into a bridge setup from here. Dropping the soles of your feet to the mat, relaxing the arms at your side. Take a moment, just take a recovery breath or two. Check your setup. Feet in the right place, spine comfortably in neutral. When you're ready, begin to tilt your pelvis to the 12 o'clock position. Begin to peel up with control through the spine, control through the core. Find the apex of your bridge first. And when you are sure that the feet and the knees are in parallel, your whole frame is nice and steady, start to walk the two hands in closer. Start to walk the two shoulder blades in closer. Find a fist, push off the fist, and try to keep the height of your bridge. And just pause here. Take long, slow, even inhales and exhales. Try to relax into your bound bridge, Baddha Setu Bandha. Look for quiet within the discomfort. Look for control within the discomfort. When you're ready to come out of your bind bridge, you're going to undo the clasp of your fists. You're going to open up the spot between the shoulder blades, and slow and controlled, you're going to peel yourself back down to the mat. Once you've reconnected your back line to the mat, you're maybe going to hug those knees in towards the chest. Maybe you want to gently cradle rock. And then you're going to think of rolling your weight right this time, as if you were coming into a fetal pose. You're going to tuck the right arm underneath you. You're going to brush your left hand down the top of the left leg, reaching for the foot. And then just pause here. Make that whole left knee, the whole left leg nice and heavy to the floor, and actively kick the left foot into your left hand. Hold your modified tiger stretch here. Lead your way onto the back again, and this time just extend the arms and the legs, and just take a nice little stretch here. Maybe let's do an isolated stretch on the right side of the body. So think stretching right fingertip to right big toe. Keep the left side passive and relaxed. Then change sides. Begin to relax the right side as you reach as long as you can through the left fingertips and the left toes. And find your way back to center. Take a recovery breath. Start to reach through both sets of hands. Start to reach through both sets of toes. Holding neutral spine, but giving you the flattest belly that you can. Then start to relax the body. Allow the two big toes to splay out to the corners of your mat. Swim the arms around so that they're alongside your body, but not flush alongside your body. Give yourself a little bit of space. Palms are looking up to the sky. Begin to close your eyes and take your focus inward as you find your way into Shavasana, corpse pose. Start to relax and even out your inhalations and your exhalations. Close your eyes and take your focus inward. Begin by focusing on the right side of your body. Give the toes of your right foot a soft little wiggle. Give the fingertips on the right side of your body a little wiggle. And still the right foot in the right hand. And just begin to melt on the right side of your body only. From the right toes, through the right foot, through the right ankle, along the shin bone, through the knee joint, through the femur, through the hip and the pelvis on the right, leading up along the right side of your rib cage, through the right shoulder down the whole length of the right arm into each little fingertip so that the fingers feel like they're softly curling in and relaxing into center. Then through the right shoulder, bleeding up along the right side of your neck, try to relax the whole right side of your face so it feels like you're almost paralyzed on the right side of your face. Soften the cheek on the right. Soften the eyelid on the right. Keeping that right side soft and relaxed. Start to do the same on the left. Focus on your left toes. Start to soften through the left toes, through the left foot, through the left ankle. Feel that softness extending through the shin bone on the left, running through the left knee, through the femur, through the hip and the pelvis on the left, through the rib cage on the left side, leading all the way through the trunk. Make your way towards the shoulder line. Soften from the shoulder line to the fingertips on the left. Make sure each little finger is soft, relaxed, and curled in. Allow that softness to extend through the left shoulder, up along the neckline on the left. Begin to bleed through your jaw into the face. Think soft cheek, soft eyelid. Then just start to think of your whole body as soft and relaxed. So run a scan from your crown all the way to your fingertips, from your crown all the way to your toes. Make your breathing soft, long, relaxed. No tension in the body. Body beautifully soft and blissed out. Stay here, drifting, for as long as you need to in Shavasana. And when you feel that the time is right for you, you can gently bend the knees one at a time, softly grounding your feet as if you were preparing for a bridge line, and then just gently rolling over into a fetal pose, preferably on the right side of your body, if you can manage it, and just pause here for a few soft moments in your soft little fetal tuck. And then when you're ready, you can maybe ease your way up into a seated frame of your choice, maybe easy sit, maybe thunderbolt, maybe half or full lotus, whichever floats your boat today. You're going to find a seat, maybe relaxing the hands to your knees and just take a moment to find length through the spine before you close off your practice for today by bringing your hands into a soft but active prayer in front of your heart. Elbows are maybe softly tracking down to the mat today, and just take a moment to thank the hormones that work within your body, working their magic without you having to even give it a second thought. Namaste to you all. Thank you so much for coming out to play. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time, keep it light.